Okay, everyone, I think I've got it. I couldn't finish this enough in time for today, obviously, because it's going to be pointless for me to go through all this, add up all the data for Friday's date when tomorrow is, approaching quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this for tomorrow. I'm going to calculate the total daily short volume market-wide, off-exchange plus on-exchange. And I'm going to show you how I believe this will be accomplished. So how to do it. So earlier today, we went over checking the NYSE short volume, the different exchanges there, and then the SIBO exchanges as well. Well, that's only a fraction of them. So the point is to get the other exchanges short data. Now, how can we do this? It's pretty cool by process of elimination by using the exchange codes. So the way we get the off-exchange data now is by using the FINRA consolidated short volume for off-exchange, or TRFs, which is a trade reporting facility, off-exchange. So as we all know, off-exchange, trading is prominent, so that's an important piece of the puzzle to get. So if you look at here, this table is the actual exchange codes that we can use to cross-reference. Now you see at the very top, it says TRF volume. That's going to be the FINRA section. So that's actually very helpful there. It just saves us a lot of time tracking down each individual TRF, so we can just use this consolidated numerical values right here. So based on what we've talked about today, we can go ahead and eliminate everything that's highlighted here. In the legend right here, SIBO is blue, NYSE is orange. So if we go and we look, NYSE data, index of short data, you have the 5 exchanges here: ARCA, AMEX, Chicago, NYSE, and National. Now, these 5 right here, NCMAP, found at the end of the string of each data set. So if we go back, PAMCN, PAMCN. Same thing for SIBO. ZYJK, ZYJK. Now, the funny part is, we've only, if you add up the total amount of volume that's used on these exchanges, we only calculated nearly, roughly 40%, so not even half. So we're taking very, very awful data samples here because we're not including things like market Q or U, V, X, B, H, or L. Q being the number 1. Then, of course, the TRF volume is super important, and this is actually very helpful. So 35% of it will come from adding the FINRA data, so that will put us up to 75%. But I'd still like to get this Q and at least these two here, and I feel like that would be a very, very good and strong data set to have to make a clear representation of short volume. Now, when you look at short volume, these strings of data, don't get intimidated. You see how they're sectioned off? So whenever you see these 3 sections, I've never seen it any different than right here. So this first section will always be short volume. This middle section will always be short exempt volume. And then this last section here will always be the total volume. And if you look right here on the very end, you'll also get the exchange for which it's associated with. Now, since these are TRF exchanges, they're not going to be found on that exchange code chart that I showed you earlier. This is a separate entity. These 3 would fall under the TRF volume section at the very top. Now, the formula for calculating it, whenever you see this, is you take the short volume, the first section here, and you divide it by the total volume minus the short exempt volume. And it's that simple. That will drive you the percentage of volume short for that given day from off-exchange or dark pools. So anyways, how about that? Tomorrow I'm going to put all this together and see if I can actually put together a real short volume percentage. Let's see what happens. Jack.